Good morning, what's poppin'? You are now tuned back in with Victoria. It is like 9 o'clock in the morning, I think. I have just woken up, so I am a bit tired, which you can see in my bags. But that's okay. Today we are actually going to be doing my makeup. Now, I have tan the other day, if you can notice. Like, I put fake tan on, which has gone a bit patchy on my hands, but it's okay because I wash my hands quite often and it will just disappear. But I haven't done my face at all. Just putting little clips in my hair. So my makeup isn't gonna match, but it's cold out, so I'll probably wear a turtleneck today. But I'm actually going to start with okay, so I have washed my face, but once I wash my face, I get out my little pads. Let me get two out. And I go over it with my Simple, so my cleanser and my toner. And then I have my Dr. Organic lotion for my face, which is basically supposed to clear, oil, and shine control. It's supposed to smoothen my skin, which it actually does. And because I've got quite wide pores, this stuff really does help. But I live by Simple. I probably wouldn't use any other products, especially nothing with perfumes, because I've got super oily. I actually had a pimple there this morning. It was quite big. So hopefully that goes with my creams. Yeah, I probably wouldn't use any other sort of creams on my face. Dr. Organic you can buy from Holland & Barrett. I'm like religious towards that. Oh, probably shouldn't take off my tan. Oh. I was wondering yesterday, I was cleaning my face and I was like, why do I have this brown stuff on my pad? Like, I haven't worn makeup in a few days. I realized I put it like on my chin. So yeah, we're using the Simple tone cleansing. You know what I've just noticed? They're both cleansers, but actually I've never taken any notice. They're both cleansers, but I use the water one as like a toner. Oh my goodness. But anyways, it does bits for my skin. Keeps my skin really clean. Let me just wash that out. Always have my Vaseline or something for my lips. I never do my makeup without it. Because I hate like in the after stage when you have to clean your lips. Oh, or but when you put it on, you don't need to. So Dr. Organic is next. It's actually quite thick. I've got a rash on my neck from the water because I'm not at home. I want to say we're a bit more up north, I'd probably say. I'm not saying like, oh my god, we're far away. We're only like 40 minutes away from my house, but the water is completely different. I've got massive dry patches on my hands and I've got a big one here on my neck and it's super, super itchy, super dry, but like I lather myself in lotion and it's doing nothing for me, so it's a bit annoying. I'm going to now put on my Dead Sea Mineral eye roller. I always put it under my eyes because they go purple, which I have noticed it is taking down the purpleness. It's just not taking down the swelling. But that's okay. And while this dries, I'm going to go wet my little balls. And I need to put primer on, so I do put in quite a bit, just hoping it does more for me. But yeah, I live by this as well. Anything really Dr. Organic, I will put on my face. I used to use, it's not like I used to use, I did organic Snell gel cream. I used to wear that before bed. Dr. Organic. And I've got a vitamin E cream as well that I wear. It just depends on like how my skin's feeling that day. But yeah, let me go do my pads. I'm just gonna put some primer on. My primer that I'm using is e.l.f. You can buy it in Boots, I think. Yeah, you can buy it from Boots. What am I on about? That's where I got it from. Poreless face primer. It's my second time using it, so we'll see. I didn't really like it the first time. I usually use something different, but like a Maybelline one. But anyways, let me go do my pads. Okay, so I did put my primer on, just because it needs a few minutes to set. I don't usually put my makeup straight on top of it. Now, people are gonna find this step strange, but it's my makeup routine, obviously. So, and it's also my makeup for filming because I don't usually wear as much makeup as I'm going to, but I'm filming today and I figured I'd do a makeup tutorial. But I am using a L'Oreal concealer. What I usually do is I put it under my eyes first. Now, this is because I do have quite big pores on my skin. Okay, so now while that dries, I am going to put on a liquid highlighter. Like I said, I only use this when I'm filming because this is my filming makeup. And I just put on the smallest amount because the very first time I used it, I didn't realize you weren't supposed to put on so much. Boy oh boy, I look like a blown up highlighter. I couldn't leave the house. It was bad. And then I'm just gonna sort of blend it in. I didn't really know like how much bits this is gonna do for me underneath my makeup, but my makeup goes quite matte, which I like because after a few hours my skin gets super oily and it'll come through, so it holds for a while. And this, I guess it has done, I've got a few pictures where this is like, but it's not so bright, obviously, because I'm gonna put makeup over it, but I just don't want to look too matte. You know, you gotta make people stare like, ooh. I was wearing a mask once and I walked into Tesco's Express in town. Before I finish my story, I'm using Charlotte Tilbury Magic. It's number 5. It's like the most amazing thing. I usually do 2 pumps and a quarter, but I actually do need to get some today because it's running out. I used to use all different foundations, but this is the best one for my skin now. Like I said, I've got pores and super oily skin. So it's just like the best thing. So while that dries, so I was walking into Tesco Express, but when I worked in town, I constantly wore my mask because there's so many dirty people when you're going like into Birmingham. And I went to the Tesco Express by the train station, and this guy stared into my eyes and he was like, oh my god, let me get your number. And I was just like, you can't even see my face. And he's like, I didn't need to with them eyes. And I was like, no, bye. But anyways, I actually had to make a coffee to wake up this morning. I don't usually drink coffee unless I'm working. And obviously I'm not. My number 7 brush should get a little bit smushed in my makeup case, my brush case, so, but anyways, I've got it on this, and I'm just going to apply it. You're supposed to like smooth stroke it, but I find patting it is probably the best for me. You would think with the amount of creams I put on, and like, I don't go light with it. I do go quite heavy with my creams because my skin dries out otherwise. It's so strange. Maybe I don't even need to put makeup underneath. Oh my god, yeah, I don't. Okay, well, I'm just gonna make it blend at some point, so don't let me forget. It doesn't even look like though. I just think my lighting's quite bad. So I don't have my ring light on, so I can't really see half my face. But I need to sort that out because I do need it. I was wondering what was missing during my makeup routine, and it's literally my mirror. I have a number 7 light mirror. And when I'm in places that is quite dark, that's what I do my makeup in. Because I've got like a ring light here, but it's only shining on this half of my face. But anyways, I'm going to take a ball and just sort of blend it all in, get it into my creases. What I noticed is because my brush was super clean, I just washed them the other day. It's so much better when they're dirty, but you're not supposed to have them dirty, right? But they don't collect all your makeup. I was sat there thinking like, this isn't completely on my face. It's because my brush just soaked it all up. Because you have to make everything sort of match. The one place makeup doesn't stick is my nose, but that's okay. So let me just brush my eyes. Okay. So hopefully that's a bit better. Could you imagine going out and you only had like half a face of makeup, but you thought you were doing both? Okay, so I do have this concealer. I got it from e.l.f. Forgot to turn my do not disturb on, so we might get disturbed. But I'm not so confident with concealer on top. I don't really do it. I tried it the other day and it just sort of like, I just don't know if it's for me. So we'll see if I get into it, but I'm not gonna put it on today. I don't want too heavy of makeup on, so I'm just doing my normal makeup routine. So I've got like my banana powder to go underneath my eyes. So I'm just gonna take my little pad. And you're probably supposed to do this after you do your contour, but I don't know. I don't usually have steps. I just sort of do what's in front of me and what I remember. So it always changes. But sometimes people do this and their makeup looks poppin', but they don't do a flash test at the end, and it's just like 2 big white squares underneath their eyes, depending on how they do it. Some people do it super smooth. I do it quite messy, but so yeah, I highly recommend people do a flash test. Okay, so my banana powder. It's suitable for vegans. I do like that. A lot of my makeup, like the e.l.f. stuff, yeah, the e.l.f. stuff is vegan friendly. The primer doesn't say it, but the concealer does. Okay, so I'm using a Maybelline contour stick. It's in a color 60 caramel. And it just kind of looks like that. I probably should have done my eyebrows, but we'll do them later. I'm not big into over-the-top eyebrows. I usually just fill them in. But I just do the tiniest sort of dot because it's quite thick in itself. And then I get a bigger, whatever you want to call them, makeup pad. What do people even call these? It's like I hear things all the time, but I just completely, like, you know when you need to know a word or you want to say something and you can't think of it. Oh my god, it hits me all the time. I go my mind, you'd think I was stupid. My mind goes blank every time I want to say something, and it's so annoying. So I just sit there quietly because if I rehearse what I'm gonna say, my words go all jumble. So I can't think about what I'm gonna say first. I just don't even know. And some of the shit that comes out of my mouth sometimes is just like, what? So I'm just gonna blend this down. I'm seeing spots on my face and it's just really not working for me. I have gone a little overboard with the chocolate and I don't usually eat so much chocolate. But I bought quite a bit. It's not even that, it's the cakes in a mug. Let me just move my hair. The cake in a mug really is not my friend because it's added like 10 pounds on my waistline, which is fine. But it's the spots for me. So when I'm home, I never ever ever wear makeup because I've got scarring like on the sides and stuff from spots. When I was a kid, I used to have bad skin. And then I went on the pill and my skin was sorted out. It completely sorted itself out. And then now that I'm not on the pill, I'm on the coil and it doesn't have hormones, I get spots. But not like super bad. It's just like when I'm not eating very good and I'm not eating good. Okay, so it's not super blended in, but it is in the point of just that. So I would like to tell you, this is a Maybelline product. I do use a lot of Maybelline, which I do like their stuff. So this is for my eyebrows. So I'm just gonna brush them. I don't do anything with them but just fill them in. And I probably would say, like, if you can see, I've got a whole bunch of hairs underneath. But it doesn't look out of place. They kind of just look fine. I haven't had my eyebrows done. Like, I haven't done them myself or had them done in over 6 months. But I feel like they're just fine. I don't do any arching or anything like that because I did once. I used to arch my eyebrows, do like the whole fill in and stuff like that, and they do look bomb. But once you take your makeup off, do you find like your skin just looks so different and then you sat there in the mirror going, wow, I don't look pretty without makeup on? Well, I did. And I feel like realistically I look the same without makeup on. The only difference is like I'm wearing makeup, obviously, but I tried to do my everyday makeup. I wouldn't have this powder on. I wouldn't do the glow. But I probably do everything else I'm doing. But yeah. So I'm just filled them in. I think a little bit more here. Maybe it's the eyebrows, because like when I'm walking, I'm quite serious, right? So let me just get my face up. I'm trying to look at myself while like looking at the camera, but I can't. My eyebrows sort of go up a little bit, but they like, I don't know. But the one thing I love about wearing a mask now is people can't tell me to smile. Like, shut up, you dirty old pervs. People scream out their cars all the time, and it's like, well, what the fuck am I smiling for? You're not cute. And my boyfriend's not around, so shut up. But I'm probably, no, because I'll be wearing a mask. I do like wearing a mask for that reason. And it just makes you want to wear a mask more. But the thing is guys tell you to smile, but when do they ever smile? Unless they're chasing you down the road, because it's unwanted attention. Yeah, so my eyebrows are done. That's just all I do. I just give them a quick fill-in. Nothing special. Because I really did, like, I looked in the mirror once and I was like, wow, my skin's too. I started, like, super criticizing myself, and I was just like, I don't do this. I'm not insecure and things like that about my skin, so I'm not going to allow myself to do it. And I stopped doing like all the over the top makeup. It works for some girls and that's great for them, but it just didn't work for me. So I'm just going to put on a bit of shine. I would show you the top, but it's come apart, and I've had this for quite a while. I probably bought it in Leicester a year or two ago. I want to say like 2 years. With Amy, my friend. And it just sort of lasts long, but I do have quite a few, whatever you want to call it. You see what I'm saying? Highlight, yeah, it's a highlighter. And I just add a little bit on top because when I blend, it just sort of comes out, but at least something will stick. But yeah, so I try to keep it together in my makeup bag and it doesn't ever stay. So I just clean my brushes, and now I'm like upset that I'm even using them. Okay. So at this stage, I would use my Charlotte Tilbury powder, but as you can see, it's like gone, and it's really hard to get in them creases. Should I try? It comes out in these little bobbles. I mean, I am gonna use it because it did come out quite powdery. Sorry, I've got morning voice. And I just sort of dab it to blend in the rest of my makeup. If I'm gonna be honest, this is the quickest I've ever done my makeup. I probably usually sit there and do it for a half an hour, but I think it's just because like I watch TV as well when I'm doing my makeup, and it distracts me. Because when I was putting on my primer and you guys didn't see, I was watching Sister on Netflix. I'm obsessed. I watched little bits when you're a kid and things like that, but now that I'm older, I watch like everything. Oh, okay, I'm just gonna do one little wipe because I don't want it to be too powdery, and I can already see it, like what the state is. Oh my goodness. I'm glad I'm wearing a mask because I got a big ass pimple right here, which you guys can't see. And I had to pop that one this morning. But that was more like a blackhead. Whatever. Okay, yeah. And when I don't have that, I do use that as a backup. I think it's just because it's cheap, and it's just like, to me, I'm just like, I don't really understand why powders are so expensive. But I guess it's the brand, isn't it? And I'm just gonna use a Radiant Block. I probably should have done this first, but I always kind of do it last as well. A Radiant Block from Boots. It's beautiful, like the inside. Okay, you obviously can't see it because I use it, but I just sort of brighten up the bits that got blended in too much. Because in my camera, it looks completely different to what it does in person. But the one thing I don't like is hiding my freckles. I love my freckles, so I try not to hide them. Oh, hold on, let me just make my forehead a bit brighter. I probably should be using a bigger brush, but who cares? I don't touch my nose that much when I'm doing my makeup because it just all comes off. I've got like the slipperiest nose in the world. It does not like makeup, but I can't have any harsh lines. And at that moment, I do. Okay. I need to try and make sure it blends because my makeup is way lighter than my tan. I got this tan that tans you in, actually, let me show you. It's the St. Moritz one, and it's supposed to tan you. It says fast tanning mousse, 1 hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours. You're like super dark. See if you see that on the scales. I kept it on for 6 hours. So Victoria's looking quite dark, and it's so nice, but it's super, super cold out. Now this is a powder contour, but I do use it for my eyes as well, because I would use that, but I'm not really looking for any sparkle. I just want it kind of plain. So I'm just going to, just because I put makeup on my eyes, like foundation and stuff, I just sort of matte it out, because they go oily, super oily as well, my eyes do. Oh, if anybody has any remedies for oily skin, hit your girl up. So I just use like a dark shade and a light shade, and I sort of go over them, so they kind of match my makeup in total and make them pop a little bit more, because otherwise I need to be ready. Oh sugar, I need to get dressed and I need to still do my hair, but we're coming to the end of it. This is the scary bit. I get scared of my spray, my primed and ready. Yeah, so that's from Boots as well. All my makeup except my Charlotte Tilbury. I gotta cover my legs because it gets so cold. I don't like it. So I just don't like when it like sprays everywhere. It gets all over my arms. It gets everywhere. And it makes me cold. So I'm cleaning out my mess. Yeah, that's my makeup bag. I actually got it in the airport with my sister. Like, I think, oh my god, if it was with my sister, we were going to Florida. That was like 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. So I think I've been the past 2 years on my own. And I highly recommend you stand this bottle up because this junk is leaking. It hasn't leaked in my bag, but I'm gonna stand it up. Yeah, I bought it from Victoria's Secret in the airport. It was our first time going away on our own. So we got really excited and spent all the money that our aunts gave us for food. Oh my god, can you see the tan on my hands? Oh, I went a bit crazy with it yesterday. Kind of got everywhere because I was trying to make it as dark as possible because the first time I just sort of all washed off. But yeah, so that's my finished makeup. Oh, and I do use Soap and Glory, the Fast and Long lashes. But yeah, you buy that from, I think you can buy it from Boots as well. And then my lips, because they're oiled, it just comes off. And then I do that. I wear quite a bit until I get ready, and then once I'm ready, like, I'll put on lip gloss or lipstick. But yeah, so that's my finished makeup. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for all my other fun videos that I have coming, because I do have some coming. But anyways, thanks for joining. Peace.